Welcome everybody. Happy birthday to my twin. It's 2:30 on the clock. That's 2 in union. And there's some very beautiful messages that came through today. I have my 3-deck read, which has now been a 4-deck read with Journey of Love, Metatron, Nature's Whispers, and Shaman Dreams. And then I also did a pyramid read with the SIRIAN Starseed deck, which I'll give you as well. And then the 7-deck Twin Flame read on the table. So let's get right into it and take a few deep breaths. Another deep breath. One more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's been beautiful and sunny here. It's a little chilly out today, but beautiful, still the same. And first thing this morning, actually, they were mostly there at 10:10 this morning. 2 blue jays came in to hover around me, and I posted one of the pictures from that this morning on my tag. So it was very interesting too, because I was visiting an old friend of my mother's yesterday with my brother, and we were talking about the stellar jays when we had spread my mom and dad's ashes out in Oregon, and then the 2 blue jays showed up this morning, so that was really cool. And yeah, I want to get right into this because I have a lot to cover. We're going to roll the die as well. Today is the 19th of October 2022. October 19th, 2022 for the Twin Flames. Okay, we have the 2 again. It's been coming up a lot today. The 2, which is the Divine Feminine, the High Priestess. It's also Pisces energy for me, which is also February. That can be Aquarius as well. It's also polarity and mediation, the polarizing and coming together. And the Libra energy, which is today, which again is that balance. And then we also have Uranus, which is Aquarius and sudden events. So sudden events. So Aquarius came up with the 2 as well. So that comes up over here. So Aquarius, which is fixed, Libra, which is cardinal, and then Pisces, which is mutable. So very well balanced today. And I'm going to do the 4-deck read first, then I'll do the pyramid read, and then I'll do the 7-deck read that's on the table. So again today, instead of just pulling out random cards, I put the intention for 3 cards each deck, and then I still did my pile at the end of each deck for my number assessment. Sorry, the fluff is all over my phone. Okay, so the underlying energies are over here. This is the Journey of Love up top, Metatron, Nature's Whispers, and then the Shaman Dreams right there. The underlying energies, and then the pile I had to count at the end. They were all very small today. We had 2, and then 5, and then 2, and then 2. And I'm going to bring it in closer so you can see the cards a little bit better, and then we'll get going here. Okay, Metatron, Nature's Whispers, and Shaman Dreams at the bottom there. Okay, so besides the Blue Jays and my twin's birthday today, I was watching a Cryon episode too, and again, it was a really good one too. Cryon's 6 future messages for October 22nd, or not October 22nd, maybe that's a message for someone, but October 22. So you might want to watch that one. It was actually a really good reminder of a few things. So again, reminding you of the innate, your higher self. One of the things that was important in that message was that speaking out loud, your higher self doesn't see what's going on in your 3D world. But when you speak it out loud, you're speaking to yourself, you're basically connecting, because then they're hearing you through yourself. That was very interesting. So, and again, that was a good one to listen to if you're interested. Yeah, and today's the 19, which is the sun. The day adds up to the 35-8, which is the 9 of Wands, which is the Wounded Warrior. And it's very much today was coming up like the end of the Wounded Warrior's path. And the 19 again is the Sun. So I started this read at 9:22, which is the Hermit, and the 22 of the Journey, the Fool, with the 4 decks. And the 4 piles, like I said, were 2, and then the second pile was 5, but 4 came out first and then 1. So it was like 4, 1, and 5. And then the last 2 were also 2, which, by the way, 2, 5, 2, and 2 equals 11, but also is 10 since they came out 4 first and then 5, which we're referencing October and November, which we're going into Scorpio season soon. And the numbers were from that were coming up for this month and next month. So again, October 22nd, 25th, as well as November 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 22nd, and 25th were coming up as significant. And again, as the 25, 22 came up, remember 2 and 5 mirror each other exactly in block style writing. The 25 and the 52 and the 22 very much coming up in this read today. And we also had the 4 and the 1, 5, which is 41/5, which is the Ace of Cups, the Holy Grail, and stability and freedom regarding 4 and 5 were significant as well. And again, lots of 2s. Yeah, and the time I started was 9:22 as well. So the Hermit is the 1 in the all, going within, and compassion and endings, and the 22 of the Fool's journey, as opposed to the Wounded Warrior's journey. The Divine Feminine High Priestess, the Emperor Magician Divine Masculine, Hierophant, the Holy Grail with changes and freedom, the Knight of Wands on the Fool's journey, for the Hanging Man, awake in the light bulb moment, right? So the Hanging Man, when they awake, when the card's reversed, it becomes the Fool with an open heart, ready to take that leap of faith. The Di Gamma Oath, the Twin Flame Covenant, 2 with love, that is freedom to journey. The Divine Feminine Holy Grail, her vortex, the hole at the Y in the road, the 0 point, her vortex, and then the Grail, which is God's rail, like the tunnel. It's that journey, the Divine Feminine Queen of Swords, High Priestess. And that was right when the Blue Jays came in, so I put some seed out for them so they'd come back. At 9:44, the Hermit, and again, 44 is the Atlas energy of the social worker in my numerology book, The Divine Triangle, and also is the 4 of Cups of boredom and apathy, but also grounding, integrating, and mastering how to receive love, which very much is around social work. So the Blue Jays came, and I got a nice video so I could get some good pictures of the Blue Jays there. And they first showed up, the male Blue Jay showed up in the middle planter there, right in the middle section of my window up front there, where you could see now. And then I put some seed out so they'd come back so I could actually, because they flew away as soon as Teddy ran up to the window. So 7:02, and the time was 7:02. 2:07 was coming up as well, the inversions of that number, as well as remembering to say things as they occur already in the now moment, right? Instead of saying, I will have this, I am this, or I have this now. Say things, your affirmations in the present moment. Then 4:15 came up in the cards as well, because it was 415. So I looked up 415 in Gematria, which was really cool. It did come up as the police number of disturbing the peace, 415. And 415 is also tax day, by the way. But the first word that came up for 415 was key, perfect. But listen to the other ones, they're very cool. The second one was This Is It, and then Enki, American Dragon. Deutsch was coming up. Deutsch and Information, the Most High. San Francisco came up, so the Golden Gate was coming up a lot in San Francisco. Across the Golden Gate Bridge was coming up. And then the next entry, literally, the capital letter E, coder, decoder, of G-O-D, God, basically. So E-coder, coder of God. So that was coming up, and it was like I felt like it was a plug to the information I'm giving you, that I was getting a little backup there, that it is good information. The 8th one was the guardian angel. And then Orlando, Florida came up as the 9th. Then brothers, nurse, imperator, starlight, Sumeria, Notre Dame or Notre Dame, fire came up, as well as rose tree. I didn't look up Notre Dame, so I don't know if there was actually a fire or not. And that could be a lot of different Notre Dames as well. But the rose tree came up, and then AI Day, 17th, was the 17th entry. And then FYI was the 18th. The church, Trenton, came up, which is not far from me. And then runes was the 21st entry, R-U-N-E-S. Also, then it was uniform, rocket ship, and the 24th was accepted the mark, and the 25th was fake president, right, side by side, and they had the same numbers on them. And then KYE, and then Ruach Hakadash was the 27th entry. So I didn't put in 2522 right away because I thought it wouldn't come up with anything because it's a large number, but it did. So 2522, the first entry was Tav Rish Samek Vav, which I haven't looked it up. You can look that up if you want. It was T-A-V. You can look up 2522 in Gematria and to see the entries. But it's T-A-V, and then R-I-C-H, S-A-M-E-C-H, and then V-A-V. And the numbers along with the 2522 were 1122 and then 187. And the year 1908 came up for how many entries for that number. The second one was my birth took place under the configuration of the golden triangle. And that number also came up with 3822. The third one was Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, May 19th, 1954. So May 19th, 1954 came up, and today is October 19th, so that was interesting. Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. So I don't know what happened on that event, but you can look that up if you'd like. Behold, he comes riding on the clouds, shining like the sun at the trumpet call. That was the 4th entry. The 5th entry was humans helping Satan because of willful ignorance. The 6th entry was 4 horse, it said is the, from Chinese, no matter what. The 12th entry was my last name is hidden in the word Antichrist. Okay, so it was a little Christ plug. 25th entry was Jesus as William, Christ as Michael. Jesus as William, Christ as Michael. That was the 25th entry, and 25 is big in today's read. 26 is heaven will cleanse the earth of man ruin. Heaven will cleanse earth of man ruin, basically. And that one came up with 1998 and 333. The 27th entry was God's last judgment, and the laws came with number 1818 and 303. So 2522 also came up as a 26 U.S. code of charitable gifts. It also came up with a Canon camera, I think, Pixma, P-I-X-M-A, MG 2522, Canon USA. And it also came up as Center for Disease Control and Prevention, 2522, of nitro and then samines or nitrosamines. Method 2522, and you can look that up if you want as well. It was just searched under that 2522. And then at 1035, which is the Wheel of Fortune, but also October, which we're in now, and the Wounded Warrior, 35, which today's day is. It adds up to 35. The underlying energy started with the 31 of the Christ flame, the 53 of codependencies, and the 7 of amplifying your positive emotions, with 12, the Dragon's Horde. So 31 is chaos in life. The 53 is the Knight of Swords and the catapult. The 7 is the Chariot and the key, and the Gamma as well. The 12 is the Hanging Man and the wisdom you seek. So there's group delivery here, perhaps competition, or play with the Knight of Swords, communication, via the chariot key to the hanging man to be wise and illuminate, or in other words, to see. At 10:45, which is again the Wheel of Fortune and the Five of Cups, which can be a purging card, the underlying energy was the 32 of devotion to the small on the journey, the 14 of falling like an angel's feather in beautiful fall weather, like it very much was today, the 33 of God speaks as the space between the angels and the chaos of the Christ flames. So literally the Trinity was coming up here. Two dear ones from God with angelics and JC around, that God speaks through angels and the Christed collective flame. 14, 33, and 31 equals 78, which is the end of the deck, that it is finished, completion. And then the journey in the underlying energy, which is 32, then brings it to 110, which is source energy backing up the 11 of alignment. The 78 completion of heaven on earth, of the 10 of Pentacles, elevated by the journey to 110, the source support to align with the space between the lines, the two arcs, because remember, no lines are really straight, they're arcs from dot to dot, which two arcs are also the smile, a little arc and a big arc. And it's also the three-point line in basketball. It also comes from different words like ORR of the nose and SZAJ of the mouth. And it goes through the progression of how it came to arc when I looked it up. Arc also means face and piglet, or small, being small, diminishing something, a small animal or a person. And then EARC also came up under arc, which is lizard and reptile. So again, both ends of the spectrum. The bee, the wasp, the impost and tax came up, as well as bow and arch. So the arc comes up as both the bow and the arrow. Well, not the arrow in this one. There's another definition that came up with the bow and the arrow, but just the bow and the arch. So at 10:58, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Swords, which for me is the 5D union, but not grounded, right? The four, that's in the meditative state of 5D connection. So also from arc was Latin arcus, A-R-C-U-S, the bow, the arc, the arch. From H, it was asterisk H2, a lower 2, and then ERK to the W, OS. And there it did come up bow and arrow. So again, bow and arrow always comes up under the definitions of the arc. So at 12:15, which is the hanging man, and the 15 of the shadow or the devil, which also can be Pisces and Capricorn there, was the 43 card of the bride offering herself after the underlying energy of the 31, the Christ flame, the 15 of the mother praise, and the 34 of becoming, the space between, in energetic exchange, which is also the arrows of love. At 12:15, the hanging man, the shadow, and the 43 of coming together between them. Of two cards then, the Divine Feminine High Priestess of polarity and mediation, the 46 was one of them, just for a moment, joy, which is the child jumping for joy with the light coming to their heart, and the 11 of the eruption of light of Hieroskamos, the 6 of Cups and justice, becoming the child open to that Hieroskamos, the two inner children aligned with Creator Source of all that is. When a child jumps for joy, the light hits their heart with instant connection at 12:21. So at 12:21, the next underlying energy was the 9 of the Hermit and taking action. But it was after the underlying energies of the 10 of the new dawn sun, which, by the way, today is 10:19 and the sun is 19, so 10:19 was coming up significantly here. The new dawn sun, and welcome back to the white 51, which is the King of Swords, of the angelic realms, and the beamed light, the diamond light of purity and innocence, the sun's rays of high vibe and Libra balance, destiny of the King of Swords, the Hermit, taking action to run with the big birds. And the next two cards were 9 and 18. which is the 9 of the Hermit, the 18 of the purple moon going within. So the 1019 is the King of Swords running with the Hermit of 918, which are Libra and Virgo energies, the middle of the astrological chart, with pure sunshine of the sun and Mother Earth, the mother and father, the diamond and the ice cube in the 31 of transformation of light and dark in the chaos of life. The sun rises on the cold earth, the father and the mother, and the Knight of Swords with the key to bring the two halves of the tree back together in a new way. The blue-green feathers and the orange-yellow leaves alchemize or blend together into a Merkaba of diamond rainbow light at 12:30, which is the Hanging Man and the union, or the home, which is also 30 is 0, or source backing up the 3 of abundance, or the Empress, or the earth. So the 30, not only was it 12:30, but then the 30 card came up, which is the Silver Warrior of Light, which is the Knight of Swords of Light, the Union Home, and the Divine Feminine High Priestess in the purple moon in time out. So the Knight of Swords is the one outwardly getting the word without, and the Divine Feminine High Priestess getting the word within. She plants the seed, and then he finds it with his sword within the water, like the Lady of the Lake. In the 8 dance, spiraling up with flame in hand, keys in the other, answering the call to leadership. 53:30:2:8, which then brings up the 28 of the twin flames. 5 cards of 4 and 1. Freedom of the Emperor, Divine Masculine, Magician, which is also referencing the Emperor, Divine Masculine, in his Magician embodiment. The 33 of the Christ Unity Consciousness, and again, that has nothing to do with religion, it has to do with unity consciousness and that high vibe energy. The Dimensional Gateway, which dimension is dimension, so it can be diamonds connection, or diamonds, which is 2 people connection, or gateway. The Golden Gate, which is also referred to, by the way, as the North American Strait. She's extreme, and then I looked up the Golden Gate to see if anything came up in the news, and just that she was extremely lucky as a woman survives a 150-foot fall from a cliff from an observation deck that was near the Golden Gate Bridge, Marin Headlands overlooking the bridge. And then something about the Southeast 40 Bridge will be the largest in Europe came up. Seville was coming up in Chicago and in Spain. So in Illinois, it's called the Seville Bridge. And then the Twin Bore SE40 tunnels. September 17th, 13, it came up. Seville Bridge collapses, and that was in Illinois. September 23rd, 22, from the Olive Press, which I couldn't open. Spain, Seville to boast highest bridge in Europe. So they're building a new bridge there. And that just came up in my read the other day of an old bridge collapsing that needed to be rebuilt. So I don't know if any other bridges have collapsed. But 2 weeks ago, the Russian Crimea bridge was bombed, I guess, and collapsed parts of it. And 9/29/22, a Brazilian bridge collapses in the Kakura River where 3 died and 15 were missing at the time. So back to the read with 33 and diamonds or 2 people connection or gateway, as the 33 is that Christ's invitation to the 44 of the high vibe social worker energy of the human for Atlas to shine upward to source, for the beacon or to be lighter as the Queen of Swords. So here again is bringing the Queen of Swords as equal to the number 44 in 2 different ways. 44 as the social worker and 52 as the Lady Liberty of Light. So it's the same. If I bring up 44 and 52, they're coming up with the same divine feminine energy. To be lighter, to be triggered by the waves on the mountain as the pillar that lights up, to the Rainbow Bridge, the 3D 44, to the 4D 33, to the 5D 22 station of the Fool's Journey, where then you can hop off from 5D to anywhere. But also it was coming up as 33 and 44, the cards, which is my business name, 3344, Twin Flames. The 2-person getaway, or excuse me, the 2-person gateway, initially a getaway, the 2-person gateway from 33%, and this always comes up in Cryon episodes, that we only use about 30 or 33%, I think he said 34 today, of our DNA, and we're rising to 44% and eventually to like the Pleiadians, more like 80% of our DNA. So 3344 with the 2-person getaway. By the way, my 3344 business was named after numbers that came from me and my twin. So there's that energy as well. The 2-person gateway from 33% to 44% of DNA use per cryon, where 3344 is also 3434 and 4343, the energetic exchange and the coming together times 2. 2, the 77 of sovereignty. The 22 of the 5D journey to the 38/11, which is the 6D instant manifestation of the Divine Feminine Queen of Cups, and the Divine Feminine leaving the 44 social work Atlas, and the Divine Masculine leaving the 40 not leaving, but learning. I'm sorry, I read the word wrong. So I was getting confused. So the Divine Feminine Queen of Cups is learning the 44, which is of Atlas social worker type of energy. And the Divine Masculine is learning the 52 of the Queen of Swords Big Bird energy. But like I said, they're the same energy from 2 opposite directions. So this is the way they were bringing it up. So they're both learning the same things, but one's learning it by 44 and the other 52 from opposite perspectives. Through the 54 Page of Swords, Universal Mercury, Messenger, from the Castle on Cloud 9, Purple Moon, and the 14 of the Angels on the ground, angels in the outfield as boundaries set daily. To feel your way, that's been coming up a couple times this week. Feel your way through naturally with auric keys. Remember, auric is OU, which is gold, and the rays of aura, the gold ray. Feel your way through naturally with auric keys, the gold ray keys, the ancient ones' rays, the central sun to the sun's rays, and keys of twinkle, twinkle, twin key, little star. A star is born, ESTAR, which tar is throne. ESTHR is the high road, but it's also 309, which is a highway for me. And then 1. ES, take the high road to 1, but also is coming up as ES bridge to 1. And then 2-1 comes up as the 21, the 2 of the feminine and the 1 of the masculine, and ES is the 5th letter and the 19th letter, today being the 19th, and 5 being the change, the freedom, the expansion here of cracking the egg open, the S being the sine wave of Sophia, bridging to 1. So again, the numbers from the cards came up 3344, then 38 of the Queen of Cups, 54 of the Page of Swords, and then the 14 of the Angelics. That patience and balance, taking one step at a time off the beaten path to that higher love. With Christ Atlas, the Queen of Cups and the Page of Swords Messenger, so it's coming up as Christ with their map and Sophia with messenger service, the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine angels being patient, with one footprint at a time on the winding road, God's kingdom on earth, at 105, which is the Magician or the Divine Masculine, and the 5 of freedom, change, and expansion, but also the Hierophant, which can, in the traditional sense, represent God. At 106 is the Magician and the 6 of love, family, and community, and the lovers. After the 28 of the twin flames who prepared the ethers for this event, and the 47 of the fairies and their avatars laughing and creating thunder rolls on the clouds playing, but it's also the 4 to 7 of the sweet spot and synchronicities from the heart to the crown chakra, 4 to 7. The twin flames heart to crown in the sun, shifting, inspired, with the 27 to be childish, and the 10 to be romantic, destined to open your heart to swan love, as the little fairy girls touch base at the trunk for a pause for stability with the trunk of the tree or the family. The 50 of the 10 of Cups family and the potent gateway, the mystery tree, the 32 of the journey to trust your own understanding, your perspective, your remote view perhaps, as the 43 of the Three of Cups, as love matters, as she, the little girl, touches the sun, so that can be your son as well, and then the bird, which can be your daughter, whether you have children or not. That can be reference your inner little boy and little girl as well. So the 43 of the Three of Cups coming together as she touches the sun and the bird or the daughter, who then opens up and lets the old ship sail. As the 7 is the chariot, the little ones create gamma waves or ripples amongst the ancient ones to amplify positive emotions. And that was at 111. The key ripples, the gamma wave ripples, from the Jesus lineage to the Mary Magdalene and Sarah lineage, piecing them back together again, like Humpty Dumpty at 113, which is the magician and the transition. The first card out here was again the 30 of the home and union, the union adventure of the bridge, the part that has a little of both in a shell. The Golden Gate union of the number 66, which is the Queen of Pentacles, which is the GG of the Golden Gate, the 6-6 of the Queen of Pentacles, via the number 33 of the Christed energy to the 66, so bridging to the 66, 33 bridge to the 66 gate, the Christed, where Jesus stands up to be Christed, and Mary gets grounded, all right? So he gets pulled up, she gets grounded down to the earth as the Queen of Pentacles, together as the 99 of agents of compassion. 2 hermits in the purple moon, 18. The 42 of the Two of Cups, to let love be your beacon and blush or lighten up. The 44, which is also the 52, Queen of Swords, the Atlas seeking the beauty within. It's like the 44 is the feminine Atlas, whereas the 36 is the masculine Atlas, literally carrying the earth, the globe on his shoulders. The Atlas of 4452, to seek beauty within, present to third flame in the 11 of alignment. Again, that came up with the triquetra, right? You each connect to source, and then you spontaneously connect to each other. The 11 alignment of instant manifestation from 44 to 11, the Atlas crosses the 33 bridge to the 22 station, to 11 instant manifest station, another station, and then the double zeros, which is no station at all. With 2 cards here of 2 and 5 again, who reflect each other exactly, the 2 and 5 in block letters. The 25 is, if you put them together in block letters, it comes up as a TV upside down, or a TV with antenna, or a TV with stand, if you do 52. Where 25-25 or quarter equals 44. So again, showing you how 52 becomes 44. The 25-25 and the 52-52, which reflect each other as the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Swords. The illumination in clearing out the old here, where butterflies find their freedom, getting rid of the old stuff, whether it's things or emotional baggage, or 2 feminines change or expand together, or again, children finding their wings. At 124, the Magician and the Queen of Wands, which is also, 24 is Omega, also represents enlightenment. So the underlying energy of 19, of the Lion's Heart, fallen angel, blinded by the light, but the Two of Cups net caster brought their net just in time to catch them. As their preparations came to fruition, with the 51 King of Swords on the bridge with the stars in the sky and limitless possibilities without, and the 38 of the Queen of Cups, the Mary Magdalene energy of the many masks of authenticity of her within, the multitasker, and the 23 of the King of Wands, who's the fortune's wheel, with luck and right timing, comes to push the wheel forward, to hang out as the 12 and see new perspectives. In the dragon's hoard, which drag on is breathing in, holding your breath, and keeping it to yourself for a moment. We had 15 and 6 cards, and then 26 and 19, which is the shadow lovers, and the Page of Wands is sunny heart, as the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups and the King of Wands hang out. Or there's luck with Pisces here. At 132, the Magician and the Journey. So the first card here was the 62, which can be the prison, the elusive goal, or spirits in the night, of the will-o'-the-wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows, the wisdom of prison and release, of the 40, which is the Page of Cups, the innocent heart, the group think of innocence and being mindful, the 5 of closing the door in the changes, which opens another to freedom. Then 2 cards again with freedom inspires security and stability. The number 5 inspires the number 4. And then getting to the 4, when you get to stability, then you get inspired to freedom again. But it's going through the heart home to creator source and then back again to freedom. Kind of explaining how the connection works. At 152 of the Magician and the 52 of the Queen of Swords, the Lady of Light, the caterpillar inches their way home. 4 to 7. So it's coming up as the numbers 4 and 27, but spoken as 4 to 7. Again, the heart to the crown. And the sweet spot in numbers. After the wounded warrior's journey of chaos and breakdown, the little ones weave the tree back together, top down. So again, the children and grandchildren, as the leaves, then come back and bring the family back together in a whole new way. The little chariot and the wise dragon. Perhaps Cancer and Pisces here. The bride here, coming together at home and in union, in prison and freed from prison, both trapped and released, as the mother prays for the divine feminine or daughter, Capricorn and Pisces, or the 2 of Cups, with the Page of Cups innocent. The shadow poles and the sunny heart, again referencing the ends and the middle, the energetic exchange weaving back and forth in the crazy 8 dance. And instead of leadership, it was coming up as the lead mercy ship, spiraling up, or again, because lead is very heavy or dense, and it wanted to enforce that energy of lightening up the lead mercy ship, which is our earth, spiraling up, lightening it up with the 44/8, which were the cards here, with birthday wishes covering the crown in a long veil of the bride, seeking beauty within, with flame in hand, a dance perhaps, through the 34 of energetic exchange in the arrows of love, and the 44/52 of the Atlas of Light, or Lady Liberty, guiding your way home to the land of the free and closing the door at 2:05. So there's that 2 and 5 again, reflecting each other with space between. So then Ellis and Liberty came up as the masculine and feminine, right? Lady Liberty and Ellis Island, or the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island. So I did the numerology for Ellis and Liberty, and check out how they came out, because this was pretty darn cool. So Ellis has a soul number of 14 from 5 and 9, which are the vowels in the name. The consonants in the name, L, L, and S, are 33, 3, and 1, which come up as 7. So Ellis, or the masculine soul number, is 14 of the angel and Sagittarius and that higher love, and the outer personality number as the 7 of the chariot of the warrior, which is the destiny of 21, which is the world and being whole. Now Lady Liberty's soul number is 9, 5, and 7, which is 21. So her soul is the divine masculine, but she's seen as the 16 from 3, 2, 9, and 2 in Liberty. 16, of course, being the tower of sudden events, but also epiphanies and sexual exchange. And so her soul number 21 plus her outer personality number 16 is 37, which is her destiny of unconditional love. And then if you add her destiny 37 to his destiny 21, it comes up to the 58, which is the 4 of Swords, what I always call the 5D meditative union of the twins. So this is literally Ellis and Lady Liberty coming up as the twins, complete worldly with epiphanies and unconditional love in 5D union. And again, this is coming up because we're closing the door to ground that union, because they're grounding the divine feminine as the Queen of Pentacles, right? Because they can switch places, right? She could be the etheric gate holder, he can be the 3D gate holder. And they're talking about the feminine being grounded now and the masculines in the etheric realms. They can go back and forth. So the way Ellis and Liberty numbers translate is for the masculine numbers the Sagittarius Angel Chariot, or Sag, Cancer, and Pisces 21, and the World Whole Tower event with the 37 unconditional love with Pisces, Scorpio, and King of Cups over there equals the 58 of the twin flame 5D connection. That Lady Liberty, that she is Ellis, the 21, that's her soul number, and his destiny number, where Angel Ellis is seen as a warrior, but she is Ellis seen epiphanizing unconditional love. How cool is that? All right, so that was the first read for you. I'm going to give you the pyramid read now. And I'll show you the picture for that as well. If I can get to that. Oh, here it is. Okay. So this is the pyramid read, and it's, where are we? At 4044. Love that. It's 311 on the other clock, which is the abundance empress and the alignment, and then the angelic realms with the 3 4s over here. So here is I used the SIRIAN Starseed deck, and I just did a pyramid read the way the cards wanted to come out. Over on the left bottom, there's the underlying energies. The cards that came out, the 6 on the top were dealt out first, going down to the 1. And then this was like the closing card, the Ace of Pentacles, and then, sorry about that, and then the 3 cards extra here also came up. And then I did a few clarifiers at the end too with the Rider-Waite mini deck, okay, and that was just at the end. So again, so I'm going to bring it up a little bit closer so you can see some of the cards. Okay, and the star over there, the 8 of Cups, the 7 of Cups, the 8 of Wands, and then the star. And then the cards over here, that's the Sun, the Queen of Cups, and the 2 of Swords with the Ace of Pentacles. All right, so this one was done at 4:26 to 33 as I dealt them out. And Walking Like an Egyptian was coming up here too. I watched 7 Pounds again in the last couple days also, so a lot of the energies around 7 Pounds, the movie, was coming up as well. So the pyramid read from 4:26 to 33. 26 is the Page of Wands, 33 is the Christ energy, but also the 7 of Wands, standing up for yourself without getting triggered, being on the 4D bridge, learning how to do these things. The underlying energy was the Queen of Cups, but also it was coming up as 38 because there were 3 cups showing with the number 8 written. So 38 was coming up there as well, as not just the 8 of Cups, but the Queen of Cups as well. So the Queen of Cups walking away and within. Then Sev was showing, S-E-V, which for me, I always think of me because I'm Ev and my last initial is S. But however it comes to you, the Sev is also that flash of light energy, as I'm losing my voice a little bit. Climbing the steps. Again, that it's coming up as being secretive, right? When you're walking away and within. But then climbing the 7 of Cups steps in the SIRIAN Starseed deck, it's like the stairway to heaven. Climbing the steps in circular motion to the bridge of energetic exchange and the arrows of love of the 8 of Wands at the top to the stars. It's like it's climbing the stairs to the stars, and then the rock star coming up as well. And all of the things that were in the pictures were coming up as significant here, like the laser that had like a literal star on top of it, and the Ankh energy, and then walking like an Egyptian, and then the Hydra illustration I showed you the other day with the 2 pi circles in the middle with the lines down the middle, and then 2 more circles around with the sine wave going around them in 3s, and then ending in the lowercase I, which is the chakra system, but was going back to Hydra. All that stuff was coming up to the stars, the rock star, in the portal to the stars, which the star also comes up as the I, the healing the left of the whispering bench with star or I on the right, and walking like an Egyptian. And Metatron's cube was coming up here as well as the top. And when I went back to look at it today with Hydra, it was coming up as, instead of the Jack in the Box, was coming up as the snake in the box of Hydra. And there are snake in the box, right, where the snake pops out when you open it. And that was came out at 2:13 today, which is the High Priestess and the transition. So the eights, the number 8, the dance between the masculine and the feminine, with the capital E, which is one, equal, and congruent to, and then the word V-E-I-G, which means drink, drought, or to see, or know, to feed, and to lead. The eights, one, equal, and congruent to seeing, knowing, drinking, feeding, and leading. The eights, Ev bridge, the possession of the star. In possession of the star, which is the eye. And then the symbols were coming up more, the straight line, and this comes up with remote viewing too, like the line would be like a flat plane somewhere if you were investigating like where something happened. And then the spiral, they had the spiral wave, and then the jagged wave, which represents more electric energy, whereas the circle is the human, represents a human person, and then the spiral is coming up as more of that soft energy, or perhaps more organic. But that was coming up as well. It was coming up like the upside down lowercase e, the egg cracked open. And then the circle, of course, of the human, but then the 5-pointed star, which also represents the human, walking away to go upstairs in energetic exchange with a splattering of the stars, or a splattering of the stars to the field. And it just made me think of Illustrator, where you can do splattering of things like that. Where the first card here was the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the World, the High Priestess, the Three of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. I'm not going to call out all the cards for you, but the energy of the truth for the Queen of Pentacles, which is also number 66, from the stars or the field, the ascension of the world, the divine feminine, Pisces, High Priestess, co-creating and hiding by the creek. And again, Pisces always comes up with this because it's that energy of being in this world and with one foot in the next. Co-creating and hiding by the creek, with the swords on the outskirt or polarized, again regarding truth and prison. Then the Queen of Pentacles to the Three of Pentacles, co-creating with the World and High Priestess, and the energy of juicy Pisces in the middle, right, coming to the center with one foot in this world and one foot in the next. The Ace of Cups, gushing love with guidance of the Knight of Cups leading the way. Void of course moon was coming up here as well. October 18, 22 at 4:44, the moon entered Leo, and on 10/20/22 at 10:35 UTC, it becomes void of course in Leo until 4:25, where it turns to Virgo. And also we're dealing with the waning moon leading up to the new moon. So 10/22 at 6:17 UTC, it goes void of course Virgo and then void of course Libra at 10/25/22, which is the solar eclipse day. And that goes void of course in Libra, which it is today, so that may be very important right there, at 35 minutes a.m., so just after midnight UTC. Libra void of course on the 25th. But of course it's the new moon in Scorpio. So the new moon on the 25th is at 10:48, solar eclipse in Scorpio, 1 degree 59 UTC. Taurus and Cancer, for the Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, the Knight of Cups, Pisces, the Divine Feminine High Priestess leading to the eclipse release, but at the new moon, where normally you have a release at the full moon, but it's an eclipse. So it's coming up as a release at the full moon. The Divine Feminine's heart at the E Tower, where 1 is equal and congruent to 2 U's, urgently, through transition portal of death at home, or the 4 of Wands. And remember, death can be transition or ending or change. It doesn't have to be a death of somebody. But coming out the other side, it's the energy of birth, death and rebirth. Coming out the other side, birthing through the ring of fire. And again, the solar plexus, that's coming up now too. The solar eclipse is the ring of fire. From the tower death to the home rebirth of Scorpio with Sag and Leo, or Taurus Scorpio and Cancer Leo, which the north and south nodes are coming up here, and being adjacent, both polarized and aligned, the alchemy within the pit, to be patient. Again, the pit's the solar plexus, to be patient and destined to be present to the flame, right? Your direct connect to source in order to connect to each other. That higher love, high vibe destiny, the high flame, number 3, without causes, the high flame without, as opposed to within, causes the ship to come in. So destined to be present to flame, the higher love, the high vibe destiny, the high flame of the third flame, where both of the other 2 flames connect to their higher selves, direct to source, and then when they both do that, they simultaneously then connect. It causes the ship to come in. With Sagittarius, Libra, Scorpio, or death time, or in other words, the winter, and then Cancer, Leo is coming up as the rebirth time. So Scorpio, Libra, Sagittarius was coming up as the time of death going into the winter, and then Cancer, Leo, rebirth, with the 6 of Cups, children, hugging left and on the right hanging out, with a right knee block because there's too much heat that needs to be let go. At 528, the Hierophant, or change, freedom, and expansion of the Pisces and Capricorn, surrender to all that is for compassion. So again, this is coming up with the alchemy stuff I brought up the other day, where the 3 keys are at the end of the alchemical process, right? That the initiate graduates basically as Capricorn, but Capricorns want the first of 3 keys at the end that you need to pass in order to fully initiate into the alchemist. So here's coming up Capricorn and Pisces, where Aquarius is the other third of the 3 keys. In surrendering, it's coming up as the space between, right? And also the emotion of laughter, Aquarius. Pisces and Capricorn surrendering to all that is for compassion and a breakthrough of the Ace of Pentacles, which is also that energy of the Ace of Pentacles is number 69, which is also the referencing the Cancer energy of the home. And yes, I know what else it references if you're thinking of that too. Okay, so healer, heal thyself was definitely coming up here as well. Like, don't worry about healing other people, heal yourself. And again, walking like an Egyptian. Surrender to the Ace of Pentacles, which is offering time, money, and effort to yourself. Offering a new life to yourself. The Star, 2 of Crystals, and the Ace of Crystals were coming up at the end here. And again, it was, if you, in the one card, surrendering to all that is, with the 2 of Pentacles in this deck, in one hand they have a crystal, tower type of energy. The other hand is a crystal ball. And this one was saying, go towards the crystal right now, not the crystal ball. At 528, the Hierophant and the Twin Flames, the choice of path. Ace 0 and the Ace of 700 was coming up. And the way this came up was 6.9, which is again that 69 of the Ace of Pentacles and Cancer energy. 101 of 701 was coming up. Something left. Perhaps alcohol. 6 of course, the 2 of Pentacles, or too Christ-like or purging here. I toward or explosive man, imploding flame. So again, the exploding and imploding at the same time. Explosive to the nth degree, but void of thought to be. Implosive without thought, or thoughts of no use. Or in other words, stewing. I, you, 9, close, ill nose, belong to, here, you take it. Water, woman, behold, and swim. To reign, never, to raise, to haggle, to point was all coming up for that. So the Magician was also coming up as Magician, O Magician, or Twin Flame, space, Twin Flame. The 2 magicians in their embodiment with space between, or source energy, the 3rd flame. Of the Chariot, which is the vehicle, or the twins. And then space between the Chariot and again the Magician embodiment of the magic of all others. Something hard left, or somebody might be drinking hard alcohol, which is funny because I don't drink, but my brother was here yesterday, so actually he poured a drink for himself yesterday. And lovers of God or whispering bench, surrendering to the man exploding and the flame imploding. So again, referencing the 3D human exploding, and then the 5D human, whether it's the masculine or feminine, flame imploding along with source energy or straight to source. There's no application for implosion of thoughts or words, only feelings of the heart. So it's saying you can explode with words and thoughts, but you can't implode with words and thoughts. You can only use feelings, like the heart is protected. Only feelings can implode. So it's very interesting the way that came up. The age of Aquarius is to surrender to the crystal star. And the birds are yelling at me right now. You hear it? I don't know what kind of bird that is. It doesn't sound as low as a crow's voice would be. It could be the blue jays. I'm trying to let you know that they're still here. The age of Aquarius is to surrender to the crystal star, one that makes you comfortably numb on the jetties with the sun and Pegasus. The Queen of Cups with a drink in hand, or again, Leo on vacation here. So again, there's stuff about alcohol coming up. So again, it's referencing someone drinking, but that's not me. So just letting you know how it's referenced in the read. And there's also that energy of being on the jetties, by the ocean, and as a twin, knowing that you can achieve that state without any drugs of any sort. It's kind of relating it to what a 3D person would achieve, with a drink in their hand and in order to relax on vacation. You've already got that every day. The truth of big love of the divine feminine's heart, the higher love of the Six of Cups, surrendering to all that is. The Queen of Pentacles guidance, or the divine marriage destined, of the North Node in Taurus and the South Node in Scorpio, destined to Libra to hang out with Pisces and or Capricorn to clear the masculine anger. And again, that could be rescuing. I was going to say the masculine drinking, but the Queen of Cups was coming up as drinking as well. But what is she drinking? Is she drinking a magic potion, or is she drinking health drink? And I'm reminding you too, as we're going into Scorpio, remember Scorpio is at the South Node. So we're letting go of Scorpio traits right now that no longer serve us. So just be aware of that, because Scorpio goes very deep. The world is complete, or Pisces, Knight of Cups, home in union, with gifts and open to flame. The divine feminine high priestess leading their way through the ring of fire, or the eclipse, birthing with a rebel yell, or through 1212 and 1221, the tie-on of the tiger lioness. And for me, as I always tell you, the 1212 is like Pegasus, or the centaur is what I was trying to think of. The centaur gate, or Sagittarius gate, 1212. But the tie-ons coming up here is the tiger lioness connection of 1212 and 1221, which 1221 would then bring the lion and the tiger together. The trinity of the Three of Pentacles, of the 609, of the love of the six, with a space between, which can represent the source energy, the third energy, the 369 energy, but the six of the Queen of Pentacles, and then getting to the 9 with the source energy connection, the 9 of compassion and endings, and the one and the all. Co-creating at night or with Cancer to release anxiety or come out of hiding, hiding in the woods at night or during the waning process of the moon, leading up to the solar eclipse, October 25th, birthing then through the ring of fire, present to flame with gifts, hanging out to surrender to all that is. Try a show of power, of gratitude in co-creating and leading the way of the group or home to union destined, the Six of Cups, inner or outer children, the divine feminine high priestess, and the Knight of Cups, dark night alchemist, the world with guidance, or Pisces and Taurus, in divine feminine's heart in the E-Tower, The Queen of Pentacles with a big love for the truth and surrendering to the Ace of Pentacles new life as the Ace of Wands inspiration, leader of the pack. And again, lightening the lead up. Floating on air, exposing all in the sun, as the Queen of Cups is loving. It's like a cup of love that she's holding. So, the Hierophant at 716, which is the Chariot and the Tower. So, big movement, and the Tower, which can be explosive energy, any sudden event. It can be an epiphany or sexual exchange. The Hierophant's upright here, as well as the Magician, polarizing. So this is the clarifying cards. It was very interesting the way they came up, because the first line we have the Hierophant on one side, the Magician on the other end, very much the traditional and the non-traditional, polarized, or traditional and alternative. Where the Hierophants with the truth to the Knight of Swords reversed at a visit, defenseless to the energies or unable to rest, and rising above by going to their room or going to their separate corners, awake to the High Priestess holding on to the Magician, or the one protected by the High Priestess and the Magician. The Queen of Swords upright and the King of Wands upright may be polarized here as well. On the second line, the Queen of Swords talking about the past, while the Knight of Cups offers love, not talking about issues at work, with out-of-control kids or pets that won't leave the King of Wands alone. The Queen of Swords is backing up the Knight of Cups, but the King of Wands only sees issues at work, or Aquarius reversed and Leo reversed. The King of Wands is seeing an offer of love as a poor choice that doesn't actually work. So it's again the masculine perspective of not understanding how love always wins, right? Because they're still stuck in that the age of forcing discipline as opposed to positive reinforcement. You know, negative reinforcement as opposed to positive reinforcement. And that was definitely coming up. That the King of Wands seeing an offering of love as a weakness, as a poor choice that doesn't work out without out of control kids or pets. Where the King of Cups reversed and Empress reversed are shocked by the patient angel's tolerance, or the King of Wands is intolerance, or the dissatisfaction of the King of Cups reversed and the Knight of Cups reversed polarized with lack and higher love, moving into the middle tower of epiphanies regarding conditions of love and dissatisfaction, right? Because when you set conditions, you then end up feeling dissatisfaction. The Ace of Wands reversed and the Devil reversed polarized, foreseeing an agenda and then detoxing with justice. Remember that the good and the bad are just the good and the bad. It's about being able to understand both sides in order to come to the middle at 728 of the Chariot and the 28, and not judging things as good or bad, but understanding the wisdom in both sides and how that brings you to the middle. The Emperor upright at the end with a sideways glance at the end, like he's kind of annoyed here, but he's upright, in disconnect or distancing self with a bright idea to call it a night. So again, coming together, you never need to be prepared because you come together with a completely open heart. And if something triggers you and you're not able to bring yourself back to your heart and be present, then it's just time to go to your separate corners. The underlying energy, it takes a thief. The Queen of Pentacles reversed, letting them get away with it. Post-war, recovering from travels and feeling bad without a lover or without affection. Or Cancer upright and Gemini reversed, juggling. Or performing for the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups reversed, but without success. And again, positive and negative reinforcement coming up there. All right, now we have the read on the table, the 7-deck read for the twins. Where are you? Oh, here we go. So this is so you can see it from the top, so you can get a better view of the cards. And this was done at 8 o'clock on the nose last night. Double zeros backing up the 8 of the dance, the masculine and feminine. And it's 1:04:11 on the clock here. 3:3. It was just 3:33 to 4 here on the main clock. So at 8:06, I finished clarifying, which is the 8 of the dance and the 6 of the lovers, with space between. The major arcana of the alchemy, which is the temperance card, lovers, and reason, which is the emperor. Before the reed was the Tower. There were 2 cups, 4 wands, 1 pentacle, and 1 sword. So 2411 came up, which is the Queen of Wands, or Omega, and the 11 of alignment, truth and balance. The Page of Cups and the Knight of Wands came up, as well as the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Wands in the reed. The Wounded Warrior was there too, the Nine of Wands. And after the reed, the King of Wands and Page of Swords came up. So there's a lot of people there. We had numbers, 2 3s, 2 4s, 2 6s, and 2 8s. So 33, the Christ vibration, the 7 of Wands, the 44 of the 4 of Cups and Atlas, the 66 of the Queen of Pentacles, and the 88 of the Twins Dance. We also, the number 5 of change is big right here, and the 89 of Phi energy, the explosion and implosion, explosion, implosion, or reflecting in the middle instead. We also have the 23 of the King of Wands, the 34 of the 8 of Wands, the 45 of the 5 of Cups, which can be a purge, the 56 of the 2 of Swords, and the 68 of the Page of Pentacles. And the code line was all about love, teaching and learning, and love partnership. The number was number 5. So change, freedom, expansion, as well as the Hierophant energies of commitment and societal norms, guidance, things like that. The way it came through was the Saint, or perhaps Stain, and notice that Stain and Saint both have the same letters. The Saint, a god or top dog, to the left, which the capital L is also the right angle. Freeing the Page of Cups, or the innocent one, as the Queen, the wise one, or the one that is clear. I was getting Chucky coming up here, but also check E, which is funny because my daughter just did a Chucky face for her makeup stuff. But again, the E coming up as 1 equal and congruent to love, teaching and learning, and love partnership. Sophia Key at the left to guide, expand the Page of Cups innocent, to clear and check with E, or the 1 equal and congruent to love, the one who's in a loving space. And also stat left was coming up. So, emergently go to the left, quick exit, or quickly change your balance to the left, which is to the light, right? Because right's masculine, left is feminine. So stat left, quick exit with freedom to live in the heart, clearing or checking in with E, and the path at a hard left regarding the changes going on with the Page of Cups, or the student of emotions. The Queen who becomes wise and clear, and this could be like a child becoming the Queen, right? Maturing, coming into their knowing. The Page of Cups must check with wise one, or the E, the 1 equal and congruent to love. Again, also aching and eaching. The love Christ mercy ship was coming up here. The moral man and partner. Stay in, time out left. The Hierophant inner child, wise to check with E, or 1 equal and congruent to, or again, a self-check. Again, always bring yourself back to center again. Love of the moral man and aching and learning, and love partnership on the Christ mercy ship. Also Sophia Key. Adam was coming up as well as also Sophia's Key, a source, or stay source for freedom. Like stay the source for others for freedom of the Page of Cups, wise check-in, which is that innocent heart. So checking back into your innocent heart and teaching others how to do that. So the Sophia Key and Adam's source, so again referencing the masculine and the feminine, and which side of themselves they're in. Like, is the masculine in his feminine side in the etheric realms, or is he in his masculine side grounding things? And same thing with the feminine. But always remember to come back to the innocent heart to check in with yourself. So at 8:37, which is the dance of unconditional love and the King of Cups, the underlying energy here was the 8 of Cups, rather upright. Okay, so we have the 8 of Cups as the big card there with the little cards on top. And below the 8 of Cups is the 4 of Swords upright, the 3 of Swords upright, the 6 of Cups upright, and then the 2 of Wands reversed with the Tower reversed. So resting in separate corners, like we talked about before, and my voice isn't full right here in this underlying energy here. So the Four of Swords and Three of Swords, which is resting but with difficulty, right? Because the Three of Swords is maybe you're having stress in your heart, or you're having disappointment or heartbreak or separation. But we have the Four of Swords. So are you not sleeping well? Or are you not able to meditate well right now? It's kind of like that energy coming up with the Six of Cups. But resting in separate corners with the Six of Cups, the loving inner children, because it is upright, without a choice, after sudden event or need of twin tower, and then to walk away and within. Maybe you need a triggering event in order to raise the bar. Walking away within releases anxiety to recover from exile and boldly move forward, destined to the King of Cups, which is unconditional love. Resting in separation is the equivalent of cheating or running from the Six of Cups love in need of another path or choice to avoid disaster and or after a sudden event. Leaving to release and then coming back in a bold move to move, travel, or ascend to high vibe King of Cups, water sign visit perhaps, or to unconditional love between Cancer upright and Libra upright. With the Queen of Pentacles upright starting over with the Page of Cups, feeling badly about the Page of Pentacles reversed, perhaps divorce or a child of divorce, or in a break or alternative spirituality, or the Page of Pentacles reversed with Taurus in their chart. Or the Queen of Pentacles is no longer bored with the Page of Cups upright being sweet and loving and innocent, and now feeling badly that the Page of Pentacles reversed needs a break, or a little time away from them. Must be quiet at the foot of the bed. Must be quiet at the foot of the bed. Or time to grieve alone about not being allowed to get something off the ground or not able to get something off the ground. And this is coming up for that Page of Pentacles. At 9:09, which can be two hermits and the space between, and that's Virgo energy as well, the Two of Swords of knowing and keeping to oneself, the Hanging Man in a painful end or ending a lot of pain or betrayal between Capricorn or Pisces, and there may be two Pisces here, or wisdom and completion, knowing about twinkle toes or hanging from one leg, getting a massage or coming full circle, authentic to self, marching to the beat of your own drum. The gate is wide open, whether they like it or not. She is protected above ground and waking the dead below at Halloween. At 9:17, which is the Hermit and the Star, codependencies, and beneath that is flirt. At 9:18 then, which is the Hermit and the Moon, after death or in a near-death experience, grieving loss and regret of lying, cheating, or stealing, or having run away in the past perhaps, under the radar, walking away and within, unsure of identity, grieving distance between them, no longer putting it all out there, leaving the truth out of bed, dancing around, stepping on hearts, and hiding dessert, playing games, two not getting along anywhere, and yet still living together until death do us part. So again, that's referencing karmic relationships that haven't, that they refuse to let go. The self-love here and beneath that is spiritual career, taking a risk to love yourself first, even if it means running away, right? Because that might be a problem, right? Because that means failure to the masculine, which is a problem for them because it's ego. The wake-up call of being free to leap and escaping their own chains for dreams to come true, coming together to end the pain and the betrayal as dark birds leave and standing up for self to light the torch, to stand their ground with one still standing while three others are dancing on their grave with another to keep questioners away. So again, that could be a divorce where this could be the family that they were so loyal to is now dancing on their grave, happy to, or maybe they were planning their demise, right, so that they could get their money. Or, it's just that kind of energy, realizing that they didn't really have their best interest at heart. So again, standing their ground with one still standing while the three others are dancing on their grave with another to keep questioners away. At 9:37, which is the Hermit and the King of Cups, the twin flames or choice of path of the King of Wands upright and the King of Swords upright, with an announcement of freedom escaping for their dreams, to heal and shine, to be a star. Standing up to the group and leaving in a divorce or a break from a religion, establishment, or Taurus reversed. Coming full circle. Again, it is finished. No longer pretending, but instead loving yourself and running. So again, whether running is running for fitness or running because that's the only way you can escape a very negative situation, right? If you're being abused, you need to run away, right? You can't be scared to run away. You need to find a way out. And again, it's about escaping from your chains. And Elena Danano always talks about this. You can't free someone from their chains if they keep holding on to them, right? So in a split or divide or lie or deception, no longer confused with the Knight of Swords reversed holding their tongue, in a judgment after death, or dead tired and dissatisfied not getting their way with Leo, or ego, or being strong with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, refusing to budge, perhaps after a sudden event with the Queen of Cups upright, and the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, of dysfunction or loss, or perhaps inheritance distribution and separation, or heartbreak and the need to find peace, at 9:51, which is the Hermit and the King of Swords, which can be a Virgo King of Swords. The recent past here is the Three of Pentacles upright, in a place of co-creation, where the Fool is freed by justice post-war, with the Hierophant reversed, or divorce, or a break in a contract. The Knight of Swords reversed, lashing out at dark night, or never-ending story, trying to block the end, the completion of it. The sister, or the suffering in silence of the Page of Cups loving child, or message, at 9:55 of the Hermit and the Truth. And I'm getting again, the truth is just a little harder when it's brought about by friends. The Magician upright, detoxing the King of Pentacles at work, getting organized, aligning or getting their ducks in a row, with Aries, Libra upright, Taurus and Scorpio reversed, Gemini upright and Capri reversed, coming together to get work done or tie up the loose ends to finally be free. The Knight of Swords reversed, perhaps Gemini and the King of Pentacles, Taurus and Scorpio, or with Capricorn in their chart, perhaps a Libra or Aries King of Pentacles here, standing up to the group and walking out or leaving, as the Knight of Wands reversed and Wounded Warrior upright, after a sudden event or having not gotten their way, with the Queen of Swords upright dumping emotional attachments, with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, stubborn bull, or one who's unable to function, or perhaps disabled, with Saggy and Scorpio both reversed here, and the Queen of Swords upright speaking over their heads. There's no issue with her. If they get confused, well, then they'll move on. It's not a problem here. The central energy is the Five of Wands reversed, ending conflict or in a losing battle. The Page of Cups and Page of Wands, both upright here, are receiving a passionate offer and looking for peace at a visit, with the Page of Pentacles upright and a big offer or kids willing to pay for sex, which is really funny. That came up last night because after I wrote this, that came up in the movie where these kids said, oh, this looks like a sex house or a whorehouse. So that sometimes the information can come up in the movie that you're watching. So a big offer or kids willing to pay for sex, or to pay for information or a fun house, or paying to be scared. The challenge being the Page of Cups with an open heart to the whole world about the Knight of Wands reversed, or the fallen angel, or the one who fell short as a soulmate, or paralyzed by their passions, or fell off the wagon, depressed about lover, lack of love, or ex, with Pisces upright and Sag reversed in a split or divide, or confessing to patient, angel, or about a higher love, standing up to the Queen of Wands, dropping the ball or the act, or perhaps they messed up, or can't act, or justice present in a romantic tie, in release without sexual energy, and a two-bowl split in a bold move or final judgment, a wake-up call at 10:12, which is high vibe Hanging Man or wisdom, and the Magician at 13 in the transition, the Magician upright, hangry for blood, in need of a date or meal with the evil Empress, and the King of Pentacles superhero, about burning the past for new passion, with patient angel and Fool with pup, following them everywhere. Fool with bag and flower, and pup ready to take a leap of faith. At 10:16, the Wheel of Fortune in the Tower, now the Wounded Warrior making an announcement at work, of the Page of Swords upright and the Queen of Swords upright, exposing all, about juggling or performing or the daily grind and standing up to the crowd. There's no option here but to share and settle out. The wounded warrior is the fool free in a heated exchange with the 9 of Pentacles or Sovereign and the 7 of Pentacles. Perhaps there's 2 kids here who are very stable, actually. Sovereign reaping rewards with the Queen of Cups upright under the radar with the Knight of Cups upright, making a big offer to align with soul tie at a distance or after a breakup, where there's a big love at work here, keeping to themselves in a deception of the Emperor being strong, or with pet, child, or Leo, or ego in a heated exchange with the Empress, secret passion, or to the Empress, the Emperor wanting to come together with the Empress, but without a sister, perhaps, or without the sister act. Aries, Leo, Taurus upright, Pisces, Cancer reversed. The Queen of Cups is upright here with 2 adult stable kids without attention from the Knight of Cups, who's putting all their time, money, and effort into their work. Or the Queen of Cups upright and the Knight of Cups are both happy with no success between them. The Queen of Cups gives love to the children and the Knight of Cups gives love to their work. With Emperor and Empress perhaps fighting over a pet, a child, and or a sister between them, or evil Empress coming together with the hangry magician under the radar, while the King of Pentacles Emperor is receiving a passionate offer from patient angel who makes him feel like a kid again, or it makes him feel free. Soon here is alchemy, a blended family, unhappy and or depressed, divine feminine or Pisces without love, and the Knight of Wands reversed, depressed, being kept apart. The end of an emotional cycle that's long overdue, grieving loss or regret of love received and heartbreak and ignored, with the King and Queen of Pentacles both upright here together, walking away from the King of Swords reversed, struggling to see another way. With Saggy and Pisces upright and Aquarius and Gemini reversed, Capricorn or Pisces reversed as well, the King and Queen of Pentacles may be disappointed with the King of Swords reversed offering love to Sagittarius, Aquarius, ex, or Pisces or childhood friend, or disappointed in their own children and offering love at a distance, or sending condolences but can't come. Okay. Okay. Break a leg. Not. Sorry about that. My daughter's name. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Knight of Swords reversed, holding their tongue. The 6 of Cups upright, innocently underindulging, unhappy apart, and starting over in love, with the King of Swords reversed, deception, and the King of Wands upright, manifesting big, or the King of Wands magician, or with Gemini or Virgo reconnecting, with Capricorn reversed, or in detox with Hermit reversed, losing their mind or coming out about each other as third parties and soulmates or twin flames. Stay optimistic with heart-to-heart conversations here. The King of Wands, master of passions, but the King of Swords reversed is not mastering their thoughts. With Gemini or Virgo, the Knight of Swords reversed and the King of Swords reversed, could be the same person there, with Capricorn and Virgo both reversed, which can be someone just with Capricorn and Virgo in their chart, with loving messages at a distance, but being able to get loving messages from a distance, but without a word, right? And that has to do with the connection. At 1047, the Wheel of Fortune and the synchronicities, the 4 to 7 of the heart to the crown. So there could be legal battles or divorce over at work, perhaps between Libra upright and Taurus reversed, or Aries upright and Scorpio or Capricorn reversed. The Knight of Swords reversed may be dealing with Gemini reversed or ex with dysfunctional family, or loss exposed, or Gemini spending on kids frivolously or paying them to expose the other. Present to disconnect or at a distance of the Page of Pentacles reversed, unable to manifest on their own, Leo upright, Gemini reversed, or evil ex, perhaps Gemini reversed, and the block here being the Queen of Wands holding on, saving, or staying grounded on break, rest, or in 5D meditation, with the King and Queen of Pentacles upright, the love partnership, teaching and learning, love, but even more so here is abundance, or the Empress. The Queen of Cups in separation, or heartbroken, or disappointed. The Emperor is with the Knight of Wands and Page of Swords, both reversed, or with the Empress, and both aware of the divine feminine secret passion between them, or pretending not to know. The Knight of Wands reversed, player falling short, and the Page of Swords reversed spreading rumors or mouthing off, and the Knight of Wands being promiscuous or sneaking out, as the Empress could be the Knight of Wands reversed wounded warrior, or that's her child, and the Emperor with the Page of Swords reversed, or that's his child, or both with exes or children depressed due to lack of affection from a power couple who look good on the outside at 11 o'clock, double zeros, and alignment of the 11. The Emperor's at work or in the Batcave with or as the King of Wands. The Page of Swords reversed with the Six of Wands reversed, who could be like the Knight of Wands reversed. That could be the same energy. They could be spreading rumors under the radar or negative self-talk about his failures or shortcomings, trying to end conflict or in a losing battle, or someone may be a sore loser here. The Emperor and the King of Wands could be brothers, father and son, or father figure and son, or best friends, and the King of Wands always feeling like they fall short of the Emperor upright, or parents comparing them to their siblings. So after a sudden event, the Six of Cups or soul ties, or children, in need of twin, leave the Knight of Wands reversed and Knight of Swords reversed in a breakup or lack of affection at work, ending the never-ending conflicts at work, or Page of Cups and Page of Wands who just can't win, but they're both upright here. The challenge being the Page of Cups, that innocent sweetheart with an open heart, and the Alchemist with the Queen of Wands wounded warrior and Emperor at work, or Divine Masculine's heart in the Batcave as the King of Wands with the Page of Swords reversed and that Knight of Wands kind of energy reversed, or the energy of failure or lack of attention or neediness in a never-ending battle. Leaving work, standing up to the group, the Knight of Wands reversed, ending conflict with the wounded warrior, challenged by the Page of Cups, the innocent one. The Knight of Swords reversed, patient without affection, or Saggy X, Queen of Wands, with the Emperor upright and the Empress parents, or she is the Empress planning on inheriting the earth at 11:11, and the Emperor and the wounded warrior and or Queen of Wands is working to source the King of Wands, with the Page of Swords reversed and the Six of Wands reversed, or perhaps troubled teens or feeling like losers when one left the group because they were the one who did all the work, or a group out of control, disbanding, or all sore because the Page of Cups and Page of Wands are taking them all on now. They're not intimidated by any of them, even if they're young or innocent or just starting out. So at 11:16 of Justice and the Tower, being love and inspiration, no matter what others have to say. So this is the Page of Cups and Page of Wands, and that can be children or adults or pets. It can be anyone, but they're inspired to be loving and inspiring, and they're fending everybody else off. They're not intimidated by anybody. Being love and inspiration, no matter what others have to say. The wounded warrior Sagittarius, Queen of Wands, or patient angel who has their heart. The Queen of Cups and Knight of Cups also may be those energies of taking on the world. Okay? All right, so I'm going to just pull a couple cards. We're already at 128. So what do I want to pull? I'll pull you a gem card, and then I'm going to do the Journey of Love. This is Crystal Angels. Let's see what comes up for you guys. All right, from the crystals, what do we take away from all this? We have Lapis Lazuli, and it says life-changing epiphany or experience. It's a time of big and blessed change for you, and God is supporting you each step of the way. That's a very nice message. And we have Unakite as well. Answered prayers. All your great work has opened the door for divine solutions and support. And look at the purple and green. That's very significant too, from the heart to the third eye and crown. And then here we have the bottom of the deck of Appetite. Okay, so progress, not perfection. And again, remember, heal thyself. Don't compare yourself to others or judge yourself. Instead, focus upon how far you've come and all that you've learned so far. And then you're going from that into this, which is coming up now, life-changing epiphany or experience and answered prayers. Okay, and let's see what Journey of Love has for you. is our takeaway for this read? What do we need to know? What is our takeaway? Oh, there we go. All right. She is the moon. There's that 21 again, which was in both Ellis Island and Lady Liberty. She is the moon, 21. That's also the Pisces energy of one foot in this world, one in the next. We have the spiral in that energy, someone being humble. She is the moon. And that moon also comes up as the human. The zeros are humans, and the M is the Mary Magdalene. The capital N for me is the Jesus and Christ energy. Lowercase n for me is usually Jesus, and the uppercase N is usually Christ. But the moon is coming up as her and him, which the same thing came up with Ellis and Liberty. So, and again, it is finished. 21 is the all, it's the world, it's completion. These two are coming up right after the 38 of the pearl threaded and the Queen of Cups, that Mary Magdalene energy, that we are all threaded through the pearl that we become inside. It's our soul essence, our true authentic selves. And the 70 of heaven, 70 is the 2 of pentacles. And again, dancing, I'm in heaven. So I'm getting Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire, and dancing, the 2 dancing in heaven and projecting it. And it's just, it always reminds me of the Green Mile when they show the movie at the end, because that was his last request, the final request. And this flower looks like this. You see that? So it's coming from the middle. It's emanating out really strongly and powerfully. And then there's this sweet soul rising here, that innocent Page of Cups energy. There's one more card. And then the 58 of the 5D union and the beauty within. So I just have to put them down for a second because I was going to drop them. I wanted to show you the bottom of the deck. Man of the earth, woman of the sky, the 48 of walking away within. Somebody's definitely leaving something in the underlying energies here as well. And all the feminines are laying their hair down, right? Instead of the masculine lying down his coat, they're lying down their hair. As the feminine burning hero here of the 3 of the Empress and the earth, the burning hero, right? And you see he's the burning hero without, and they're the burning heroes within. That was pretty cool. So again, the first card out was She is the Moon, and the 21 of completion, the world. She's the pearl threaded, that which connects us all, the soul essence. The Queen, and notice the Queen of Cups and Pisces. It's also Pisces energy again. A lot of Pisces came up today. And the heaven of the performing, the daily grind, the juggling. But it's really coming up as a sweet energy of dancing together. You know, doing the dance together, back and forth, weaving in and out. Tying us all together as one universal family and projecting that outward. The 20 of the sweet soul rising of the innocent ones, coming back to the source. And then seeing the beauty within, the 4 of swords, on break, rest, meditation, prayer. But it's knowing you are always in every moment your true essence, not what we project ourselves to be as 3D humans. Okay, so it's really beautiful energy there. And it is finished, and it's bringing up the Green Mile too, and he gets executed. So it's like, you know, he was happy to be done, right? Because it was too much suffering for him. And it's leaving that wounded warrior journey. It's not that someone has to die. They're rebirthing. They're going through the wounded warrior's journey, through the ring of fire, into the fool's journey, or even to the journey of wisdom of the hanged man, right? And this is you seeing the innocence in yourself, seeing the beauty within. You don't have to make yourself all up to be beautiful. You are beautiful with nothing on, as God made you. Right? It's so much about the innocent child, and it's especially aiming it towards the divine feminine here, to see the beauty within, to see your innocent child, because when you become your innocent child, you glow. And of course you are beautiful. Okay? You glow, you emanate this beautiful light, right, that ties us all together, and then they see you, they're able to relate to you. All right? This is very specific for the children and the divine feminines. Okay, so I'm going to read to you She is the Moon. number 21 because the world is complete. Okay. That's funny. Her Grace just popped open and I titled Will and Grace yesterday. So again, very much of the human will and the grace of God. She is the moon. The light of the moon ebbs and flows. The wisdom of patience is not about waiting around for something to happen rather than getting up and getting it done. The wisdom of patience is that of the gardener who consults the lunar calendar, the right timing promoting growth, planting when there's fertile soil and allowing the soil to rest and replenish when it needs to. You're being asked to check in with your timing. Is now the time for action or for rest? It can change quickly, just like the phases of the moon. If you're unsure, that's okay too. Perhaps you're waiting for more light to reveal the way as the moon grows full. All things come in time. Your message comes through this oracle. Your manifestation is unfolding in perfect timing. If you feel something isn't happening fast enough or is happening quickly and you're unsure if you're really ready, be assured all is well. If something's not clear to you and you'd like to make it more so, the clarity you seek will come to you. Do not worry. Do not try to force the situation or the insight. Just be what is happening now and trust. You're moving and growing and all is well. Soon you will see that for yourself, just as the moon grows full and revealing, even in the midst of deepest night. Waiting. These moments are precious, like jewels on the crown of life. They beckon my heart, forming memories. They sparkle with joy, and like the longing of a sweet caress, they draw me nearer, melting into one, showing what is possible on the journey of life, waiting for the seasons' change. Okay, remember your water, your rest, your joy, your nature. Rise and be loved, love and rise. It's all in the eyes, the stars. I'll see you guys soon. Have an amazing day. Bye.